Hey guys, happy Monday. So let's get this party started. It's a new week. We're going into the last of the month. I know next week, whenever we come back on, we'll still have a couple days left. Um, you know, People kind of hit or miss, like the on Halloween because they're taking their kids trick or treating and so forth. In some places, but so I want to strongly encourage you guys to work on finishing out your two customers now. Um, and keep in mind that because of the qualification of 200 being for qualified and active, even if for some reason you don't hit that number, even if you get two customers that are ordering and say they order $90 worth of stuff each, that's still going to be 90 credits towards your product if you decide. Sorry, I was stepping on something. If you decide to order, and that's super helpful. Um, so I do want to encourage you guys, if you definitely going into the holidays, I don't know, I put in my stories earlier that I really want to help people hit some VIPs like VIP 400, VIP 800. I want to help people get some holiday cash. And those are the things that I'm actually talking about, right? Because that's what I want to help. I know for me, my very first year in this industry, $500 for Christmas was like a really, really, I mean, it's a big deal now. When you go to the grocery store, I keep on telling our kids, I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like, we're spending almost $100 a day in just gas, food. I mean, everything, right? Like, budget wise, holy moly. I really just do not know how people are going to be doing it soon. So, right now I know a lot of people that I've spoke to have really been stressing out about the holidays. They've got normally have gotten a lot of Christmas shopping done. This year, not so much. A lot of people haven't. I mean, if you guys have even noticed, there hasn't even been a whole lot of talk on Facebook about Christmas shopping because a lot of people are just really tight and they're trying to figure out how they're even going to make it work. It's almost like, they're not talking about it at all. So provide some solutions for people. You're going to see going into the end of the year, you know, I want to tell you, and I said it last week on that training Zoom, how you end the year is how you're going to start the year. So if you end the year, with a little bit of momentum, of course, you're going to have people that are just completely checked out over the holidays. That's absolutely normal. But I want to strongly encourage you to know that there are people that are still signing up. There are people that are just getting restarted. There are people that are still ordering. There are customers that, people that are still shooting for goals and that are struggling with the holidays. Some hot products to talk about over the holidays are treat meal, balance. Obviously the three steps always are huge, especially if you can, use the 15% off. I think it comes out to like $136, 150 151 and 160 one USD, something like that. I don't know. I've put a lot of orders in for that. And then I've thrown in like $15 free shipping or whatever on top of it. Right now we have um the double triple fast starts, which I did write down a couple different scenarios for you guys. And so, okay, it's $1,000 for double, and then it's 1,400 for triple. If you did double, then you literally, and you got two 400 packs and one 200 pack, that would be $380 that you would have in fast starts. Obviously, the fast starts paid out the following Tuesday, and then when the fast starts pay out for double, triple, you'll get the other half of that. So you would get your normal fast start the week after, which if you signed them today, and tomorrow would be next Tuesday. If you sign them before that, you'll see that on this Tuesday. And then triple, so the triple could be any combination that adds up to 1,400, but I just did three 400 packs and a 200 pack, and that's $810 extra. Like, that's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. And I did 400 packs just to see what it was, and it's 960 and so on. And a lot of you guys ask, well, how do I incentivize for that? And obviously the 15% off codes don't work for that part. Now, if they get an additional, like say they upgrade it to the DFT Duo, like for the Elite Duo, that 15% will count for anything additional on their pack. Okay. So one thing that you can do is you can offer to pay back a fast start bonus that you're going to get on Tuesday, right? So, like this week, if somebody signed up, you'll say, okay, next Tuesday when I get my payout, I'm going to give you $80 towards your 400 pack. You're not, as long as you can get to that double, you're not losing out because that's money that you're getting because they ordered their pack. Now, obviously you want to make sure you're trying to hit your double at least if that's what you're going to do, because you don't want to just like give away money, but also it's money that you wouldn't have had if they wouldn't have done it, and that's somebody getting started that's going to be in their VIP period. So that's another thing. And then check with your team, see if anybody needs any products. It's really cool that we get the codes now with the upgrade packs, because that $20 off, that's amazing, right? It's amazing to get those codes. So I love the way that they added that in. There was something else I wanted to say. So I said about you going thriving for free. Make sure the people that are really struggling right now, like customers that are like on a tight budget or anything like that, you guys, I can't suggest strongly enough that you just, like, my friend reached out to me last night and she needed to order more capsules and more lifestyle mix. Um, she gave a friend of hers that she works with some capsules and lifestyle mix, and gave her DFT. Now, this friend of mine, she only takes one capsule and she only drinks the lifestyle mix. Like she'll drink a half every day. And oddly enough, the Duo Elite, she only wears one part of it. But she's down to size 8 and she's super excited about that. She's like, I feel so incredible. And so she ended up telling her coworker about it, and her coworker is going to be reaching out to me and getting started because her friend tried it and she loves it. So I'm like, all right, just send her to me and I'll make sure she gets your referral link, and that's how she signs up. And that's just the word of mouth, right? So like make sure people that are really enjoying their Thrive experience, that they know that you are going to help them, that all they have to do is just send the friend over to you, right? Or them sharing simply in their stories about actually having the energy to clean their house today or going shopping or doing whatever. They don't even have to do some big extravagant post. They literally just talking about actually being able to wear their size jeans again, whatever size that may be, or having the energy and feeling incredible, just keeping it short, simple, and their true testimony, that's going to cause enough of a reaction from people to ask questions. And they're going to be like, well, what are you doing? And that's when they insert, hey, let me get you connected with my friend Amanda and she can kind of fill you in. And I've been taking Thrive or whatever, they say. And then I can go from there and I can make sure they get the referral link and then get them started with any discounts or stuff like that that I have to offer. So make sure that I've done that. Put them, yes, yes. And that's what she takes, Jackie. She takes the men's and she just takes one capsule. So this time when she ordered, we ordered the capsules in the canister, since she only takes one each time. So that's why I also told her, well, let's go ahead and we did a bag of the strawberry elite, and then we did the men's elite capsules, so that she could just do a half of a shake instead of trying to mix up, half of a pouch and so forth. And you guys, listen, there's going to be some people that are sensitive to caffeine. I had a girl whenever I very first started. She actually would take one capsule, half the lifestyle mix, and she'd cut the premium grade DFT in half. Even though the premium DFT doesn't have any caffeine in it, that's still what she did. And I think that has a lot to do with just, I don't know if it has to do with the age that I am. And I know she was close to my age, and I'm 42, I'll be 43. And the biggest thing is that we grew up in like the bee pollen and stacker days and every diet, like hydroxy cut days, everything made you feel like your heart was pounding out of your chest that you took. So literally everybody is like, I can't take anything. It's got all this caffeine. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, it's not anything like that. And I know because I thought that before I started. So make sure you're educating people about that as well. In fact, we just had Heather was asking, she has I almost said patient, somebody asking, they said that caffeine, they don't do any caffeine and their heart races whenever they take anything. I don't know what the lady's specific goals were, but she had spot on the recommendations, which was the multivitamin, the gummy multivitamin, balance, and she had the premium grade DFT. Just because if they're like, can't take any of this, but I also suggested sending over the PDF so it would show the actual ingredients, because sometimes that kind of like sets it into people. They see that there's not all this extra added caffeine added to it, and that it's just like naturally occurring, right? So that's another factor too, and that's why we don't feel like the heart racing and the whole jittery business, is that it's not something you're getting and it's like taking it and it's so forth, right? So anyways, Jackie, I know you have a lot to add to this. We were talking about earlier, so I'm going to let you talk so I don't keep on rambling on and on and on for a minute. And I'm going to give you guys some other ideas with the fast starts also when we come back. I'm just muting us all. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to make Jackie a co-host. Silly me. I was like, wait, why is she not talking? I can't. There you go.
Hi guys, happy Monday. It's Monday Night Motivational. It's literally my first Zoom being back in my office. So I was actually gone for getaway and I was like just, spending time with some of our thrivers that we really don't get to see that often. So yeah, I'm literally just returning back home, but we're pretty much like, jumping into month end. And like Amanda said, Halloween is right around the corner. Whether you guys have kids or not. So there's going to be two things that's happening, right? It's either your friends have kids and they're going to be doing mom things or dad things, or, your friends are going to be going out for Halloween, right? Or just like, doing things like maybe like even work parties or, things where people are dressing up in costumes and they might have already, well, it's not quite there yet. Actually, I've already seen some Halloween parties and people getting festive in their work offices and stuff. And like Amanda said, it's the right time to be promoting treat meal. I mean, there's literally candies and stuff everywhere, you guys. Like there's buckets of candy everywhere. Something that I do love about just being in North America in general is that everybody is just so festive, right? Everyone is very, very festive once it comes to the Burr months, they like to call it, October, November, December. And there's going to be a lot of temptation around, you guys, like candies, snacks, I mean, work parties, functions and stuff. And, like whatever, there's going to be so much of that. So treat meal is always a really big one during this time of the year. And, most of the world, like during this time, especially in North America, is going to start getting cold, right? If it's already cold where you are, I know it's already cold where I am. And there is going to be a little bit less sun every day, right? Where, it affects people's mental health, right? So make sure that you guys are thriving loud and proud. Make sure that you guys are waking up, feeling your vitamins. Really important stuff, you guys. If you guys feel, because I do hear this, right? I hear this like amongst people like, oh, I don't feel like my thrive is hitting me as much as it was. Like, like thrivers will say that. And then I'll ask them, like, what's your routine? Like, what are you doing? Are you popping them right when you open your eyes? How much time are you like letting lapse between like your, capsules and your shake? And most of the time you can see where people start to, they start to slack off, right? They start to slack off on how they take their products. They might be thriving every day, but they might slack on how they take their products. And it could be just as simple, you guys, as setting up your bedside properly, right? For you guys to set up your bedside properly. There was this one time, you guys, where I fell off of Sculpt for like 3 months because I didn't have it next to my bedside. And you guys, I became so sloppy, right? Like just sloppier than I was. Like I was like, I was on Sculpt for like months and everything was like great. And then I just got so tied up in, in the grind, right? In working and kids and all that stuff. And it's really, really easy to get carried away with some of that stuff, right? Getting into too much busy work or kind of losing yourself, even though you have your 3 steps to really power you through. So, if you feel like you're in any kind of funk like that at all, always return back to the product, you guys. Turn back to the product, like set up your bedside properly, right? Set up water there. Make sure that you are thriving on time, right? Make sure you're being a product of the product. I know a lot of people that they're like, okay, it's time for me to do a detox, right? Detox has been very, very, very popular, you guys. Especially amongst like, I have a big group chat that I'm in, where I see all the people who are hopping on detox. Like some of them are on round 6, you guys. What an incredible product, right? What an incredible product that, Lavelle came out with for those people who feel like, what, my 3 steps isn't hitting me. And I know it's not just the 3 steps, right? I know it's because of the lifestyle that I have been, adapting to in the last couple, the last little bit, right? So take the time, really. I know like we've got some leaders on our team that are like, I cannot do a detox. I need my 3 steps. I need that energy. They refuse, right? But there's other ways that you can make your thrive, right? Like hit you again the way it did on day one. And it literally comes down to lifestyle, you guys. So I really want to encourage that for you guys now, especially because we're in October. We're going into the filthy months, you guys, where you're going to be going to a lot of parties. The temptation's going to be there. There's going to be lots of foods and stuff that aren't that great for you that you were sneaking in. And it's fine. Like honestly, it's fine. You celebrate with your with your family and those things and stuff. Like that's literally what the holidays are for. But we're, a lot of people come out of the holidays like, damn, what did I do to myself? So I know we probably have like an ultimate thriver around the corner, but it's literally the time. Like this is not the time to fall off of your 3 steps, if anything. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of people, you might like what me and Amanda were talking about was with a lot of the distractions and stuff that are coming up, we want to be as close to our personals as possible, right? And some of your personals might not be around. You want to stick as close as possible to team, reaching out to, anyone who is thriving, who could possibly be thriving. It might even be customers, like, like always remember to love on your thrivers. Doesn't matter if they're, clocking in sales or not, they are thrivers, right? They're going to be putting in an order. They're going to be, make sure you guys keep them close, because the last thing you want to hear is in a couple months, they'll be like, oh my God, I stopped taking the products for like a month and a half and I just missed it so much. I hear this all the time, you guys, where people think they're like, you know what, let me just try to see if I can do without it. And guess what happens? They're like, I couldn't go to the bathroom very much. Like it just wasn't the same. And, and I'm like, well, duh, you went from going and putting premium nutrition into your body, right? Something that's making you move and groove every single day, and you took that away, right? And what were you doing? Like, what were you putting anything else like in the meantime? Probably not, right? So anyways, I know that happens all the time, and it's seasons and cycles. And the main thing, right, to keep people on the product is number one, it's going to be customer service, right? It's going to be customer service. And number two is trying to help them thrive for free, right? Trying to help them thrive for free. And the only way to keep somebody thriving for free is to keep them excited, right? They have to be excited. Otherwise they're not going to share it, right? They have to wear it loud and proud. They have to see the vision of like, what, somebody needs this. And, a lot of people during this time need thrive, right? They need it because we're going into those cold months. Like I was saying, people are going to start, putting on a little bit of weight. And people are going to be indoors more. They're not going to be as active, right? They're going to be so busy. They're not going to be as active. And this is definitely something that even if they're not trying to lose weight, it's going to help them maintain, right? It's going to help them maintain energy. It's going to help them just maintain, everything that there is to maintain, during this time. So really, really focus on that. And month end this month, I've basically, I'm starting to work my month end a little bit earlier because I know what's going to happen during Halloween, right? People are not going to be on their phones. So the last day of the month is on Halloween, right? So we might get a sale, you never know, but we just ended an amazing customer appreciation sale, which was great. Any of those free shipping sales, it works wonders, right? Especially with a lot of the 15% off codes that we have going right now. You guys were able to stack those, the free balance. Like a lot of customers have been taking advantage of that. Also, we have double, triple fast start that ends tomorrow. And if you guys, how many of you guys don't know how to work double, triple yet? You guys can type it into the chats. Um, in case, but either way, even if you don't understand or know how to work double, triple fast start yet, you guys can always take advantage of that sale, right? For me, I personally only like to buy my 3 steps when double, triple fast start is here. I usually get it, on my husband's account, and then I'll offer a deal, right, to any of my promoters, right? Some of like I know that even my one of my top promoters, she still buys a package and I still kick her back a little rebate. Even though she can go and buy it under her hubby or whatever, she still buys because she wants the codes, right? She wants those $20 off codes so that she can pass them on to her customers, right? Because if you get these packages and stuff like you say you get it under a husband's account, you can't pass those codes to like customers and stuff that you're helping and signing on your own personal account, right? So just keep that in mind. Is definitely strategic. Those codes too you can also use on your own orders. That's another thing too, especially during month end, you guys. When we're trying to get strategic, just like what, how many people are we going to help? We need to also, right, get our 2 customers, so then that way we're thriving for free, of course, right? Take a look at your cloud and see what tools you have already, right? We don't need a sale to get our 2 customers. Sometimes we have those $20 off codes. Sometimes we have credits and stuff that are left over. Use those things and put them to work. Because last month I was like, oh my gosh, I let 6 codes expire. Like that's a lot, right? That's like $120. I always have a lot of codes though, but that was like $120 that I let expire, and I'm like, damn it, I could have passed it to anyone that was about to place an order, right? Like it wouldn't even matter. I would just be like, here, take it. I'm not going to use it. I don't have to like fish them in or anything. It's just like, here, like just generosity. Here you go, $20 off. But anyways, focus on some of those things. Another thing is like if you guys have customers, right? Customers who are coming up to a reorder, definitely encourage them to thrive for free. The fastest way to help somebody thrive for free, this is something I've been doing, is I literally tell them, I'm like, hey, does your husband want to thrive? Does your mom want to thrive? Right? Family members, because if they're feeling amazing, they're gonna want the people around them to feel amazing too, right? And sometimes the hubbies won't even care to thrive. They're like, yeah, whatever, you can buy your product on like mine. And then they'll refer a friend, right? But that just helps them, keep more money in their pocket, which they'll appreciate during this time. But yeah, I don't know. What else were we talking about, Amanda? Is there anything else I missed?
I do want to encourage you guys to also, um, you can do holiday, like, send out cards or even like virtual cards. A lot of people don't like get mail a lot anymore. And
That's
it's
true.
super cheap to go to like the dollar store or anywhere. And I mean, yes, you could go ahead and just do it online as well. There's sites like Postable and different things that you could enter in people's information and just send cards out. But people really do appreciate those handwritten cards, and you can put like a sample of something in it as a thank you for being one of your customers. But things like that go a long way. I do want to encourage you guys to take this time now to really spend kind of getting yourself organized, right? When it comes to your customers, and so that you can reach out to them and that you can send them cards, especially people that have been reordering over and over again. If, like I said earlier, and I'm not sure if I was recording or not when I was kind of talking about this, if you do not have the address and it's somebody that was maybe enrolled under somebody else, and you see this customer is ordering month after month after month, you can send support a message and be like, look, this is a customer of mine. Her upline is no longer working or active or whatever. Is there a way I could get, if you can't access her phone number or her email, then ask them for her phone number or her email, and you can, or him, you can send them a text or whatever and let them know, hey, you want to be able to let them know if you have any specials or any discounts or anything, and thank them for ordering and that you're there to help them. That's something that, like I said, Cliff said that we would be able to have access very soon. They're working on some of that. And, basically, if there's something that you need, or you're finding, I was actually asking about in reports, being able to kind of organize like, because when you go to sponsorship tree, and you go to organize it, it'll organize it by promoter numbers, but I would like it to be organized by levels so that I can kind of see, because it'll show everybody in my first 4 levels. But it'll go like, I'll have a chunk of people that I enrolled on level 1, and then it'll be like a chunk of my level 2s. And the only way I can kind of organize that is by promoter number. But it would be easier if I could do it by like who their enroller was, or by my level 1s or level 2s or whatever. And that's just like an extra tab. So those are things too. So if there's something that you can think of that you need per like report wise, make sure you send it in so that they can kind of take a look at that. And if it's something that is doable, then you'll probably see it start to happen, because that's what Cliff was really big on last week when I was talking to him, was making sure that we are sending in that kind of information, just because it kind of helps them know. And Cliff is still, kind of getting used to everything, so he wants to make sure that we're able to help our customers the best. That is going to increase retention gigantically. And I want to tell you, oh, go ahead.
I was actually talking to Cliff too, and yes, the reports and stuff have been changing to reflect more real time. So I'm just gonna be straight up. Like, I don't like to sugarcoat things or whatever, but let's just say if you log into your cloud right now and you have quite a bit of volume. Let's just say you're like, reaching 4K, but you only have one active leg. It's gonna show you as a brand promoter, even though you have like the 4K in volume until another leg kicks in to be active, right? And like, it could happen like that because maybe you're not balanced yet, or just because somebody might not be qualified and active that's sitting at your top line. Okay. So these things, it's very like, it's mind fucking. Okay. Excuse my language, but it really is. So I talked to Cliff, I was like, hey, and he's like, yeah, we get it, but like for example, like for some of the higher ranks and stuff, if you need those 4 legs, it might show you as a lower rank even though you have some like really kick-ass volume. So really, I encourage you guys to fill in your dials sooner, faster, right? Don't let it like kind of sit, because you're looking at kind of an incomplete picture, right? But they do this because they don't want you to be coming to the last day of the month and you thinking you've got it and you don't get it, right? So anyways, I just wanted to say that. I know that some people might be like, damn it, yep, that's me right now. It's definitely, I need to fill in that one little thing. But just get it over with, right? Brian Tracy, he's a motivational speaker for millionaires and billionaires. He came once to our leadership thing, and he always taught us, just eat the frog, right? Just do the hard stuff first and just get it over with. Because once you do, then you can kind of like chillax a little bit. You can relax and you can see things for really what it is. So a lot of things are happening like that in reports. Something else that I really like in reports, where I'm actually pretty good at looking at reports. I like that they've made it a lot easier for some of the new people. If you dabble in and dabble around, right? There was one thing, I mean, a couple months ago, I actually reached out to one of our leaders because we had a leader. I reached out to one of our leaders, and because we had somebody on our team who, maybe took a step back away from the business, but he was always active every month. He always had customers and stuff that were ordering. And I went and I was kind of being nosy. I'm like, who's still ordering under him? And like, lo and behold, there was like customers who were putting in orders like month after month. Like, yeah, they skipped some months, but they would always return back to Thrive, right? So I'm like, this guy must have credits, right? And sure enough, he did. He did have credits. He had a few customers that were ordering, and some people referred like multiple people, right? So I dug in there and I told that leader, I'm like, oh my God, like, so and so is still active. There's still customers there. They have been referring. So they know a little bit about it, right? I'm like, there must be somebody in there that wants to promote. And sure enough, like a couple months later, after she had been working like around that area, we got somebody to promote still there in that, little organization from somebody who's not even active anymore, you guys. Like that is just it's
Yep.
just so crazy. But if you go and you look and you see certain things, right? All it takes is a reach out to some of the people who are working in between you guys. They'll get down to the bottom of it, right? They will get down to the bottom of it. Sometimes we pop somebody there. Another funny story. Okay. So we were at Getaway. This is a very funny story, and Angela's on here right now. We went to we were out, we went to a nightclub, and Angela's very aggressive. Okay, she's very like she's persistent, aggressive, and so sweet when it comes to when she wants to get somebody on Thrive. So we were at a nightclub, and and like there was a girl who was not a Thriver, right? And she was telling her, she's like, I want to work with you, like because she was just like, we should connect after tonight, like I want to work with you, like, and obviously she sees Thrive, and she sees Ange, and she knows Ange is a Thriver. She sees the rest of us, she's like, oh my God, are they Thrivers too? And she's like, yes. So Ange ends up getting her and like signing her up, and the girl ends up saying, she said, I actually tried Thrive a long time ago. She Same thing. She didn't have an account since like 2020, right? Long, long, long ago. Oh my God, Angie's on here right now. She has a call with her Wednesday this week. Yes. And she's been watching my stories too. Okay. So it takes a team to turn people on, right? But anyways, this girl, so Ange was telling me, she's like, oh, she said she thrived before. And then she's like, but I couldn't find her sponsor in the system. And I'm like, you know what? Let me look. So I go and I find her, you guys. I find her 15, no, wait, 12 levels down, 12 promoter levels down, right? And 3 customer referrals away. So that's 15 degrees away from me, right? But that's how crazy it is. So somebody was kind of doing something right in order for them to refer. But me and Andrew, like it's so different when you get into the business building mindset and you're really focused on changing people's lives, and you know what these products can do, right? You know the products are amazing. It's just like what went wrong here, right? Somebody didn't guide them the right way, right? That's the main thing. Somebody didn't guide them the right way. They fell off the product. She's somebody who bought a month package and just kind of like fell off. But I see that as 3 people could have been promoters because they were willing to refer, but something went wrong there, right? There was somebody didn't lead them correctly. So, anyways, we went back in there, and Anne just like, nope, I'm gonna guide you correctly. Like if you tried it once before, like it's time to try it again. I need you to work with me. But that's 15 levels away, you guys. It would have been 15 people away. But like, and Twin has very similar stories to this. Like she's been on power hours and stuff, and she talks about like, we meet tons of people who say that they have thrived. Okay, but how come you're not still thriving, right? And it always comes down to customer service. It will always come down to they weren't signed up the right way, they weren't guided the right way, they maybe like jumped in and did the products, and they got nervous because they never felt something like this before, right? So it is so important to guide your people correctly. And another thing that Twin said on another call was that if that one person didn't have a good experience, imagine what they're going and telling everybody else, right? That one, oh, I tried that before, it doesn't work. They're gonna say that, right? They're gonna say these things, and they're gonna think that we as thrivers, we just love it so much because we're trying to sell it, right? But really it's not. It's not just a sale for us, right? It's actually, we love the products. Like obviously we wake up every morning, we can't go a day without it, but always find yourself aligning back to how, like, the products and how you feel, right? If you know how good you feel, nothing that somebody else says can stop you, right? Like you literally become bulletproof because you know what these products can do for you. But yeah, I don't know, I went off over there, but
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
it's
I'm
crazy.
glad. I'm glad you did because that's a very, very real thing. I can tell you, I see Kaylee is on, or yeah, she's on tonight. And I was looking at reports from this last week, and there was somebody that left back in November, and her upline had left like in September, and I'm talking about last year. Anyways, there was an order, like, because it ended up being like right on my level, so it obviously went to Kaylee. You know what I mean? It was like a level 2 for me, so it'd be level 1 for Kaylee, and that it was a customer that literally a fresh order coming out, and it's like, where'd this come from? And I pulled up the promoter that it was under, and that promoter's no longer here. So I was like, well, okay. And I see that a lot. Like, I see a lot of customers coming out from people that, like, they were referred or they were whatever, or they just never had ordered and then they ordered. Like they were waiting, and Thrive continues to send out these emails, so now they finally are like ready because they've been getting that little drip, or maybe they're following the Lavelle fan page, or we're part of that funnel. Also, I want to encourage every single person on here, no matter where you're at in your business, say you have zero volume right now, I want you to give yourself a, a breath. First of all, you're here, right? So you're starting right where you are, right? So, like, I think so many people, because of us, like how we were all online during COVID, and then like the world went haywire, and like everybody's like back to going out and doing things and so forth. It's been quite the adjustment. So, like, first off, everybody just like start where you are, right? Start where you are and just get refocused on what your goals are. That's what I had to do, for myself mentally. I had to just pretend, like I said, okay, I'm just going to pretend like I'm a brand new promoter, and I'm going to do the things that I know that I need to do, in order to get new customers and to get new promoters. So it was like, you guys, I've been adding, I told you a couple weeks ago, I've been going down through groups, old groups that I was in, old promoters, or not old promoters, but old, like, people that I had been in certain groups with, and I've been interacting and adding people from those groups, and then also removing people. I just ran into a girl, the other night. My husband and I were going to stop at this one restaurant, but we went in and it was like 45 minutes extra of a wait, and anyways, we ended up leaving. But because we went in, I ran into a friend that I was like, well, are we still friends on Facebook? And she was like, yeah, I think so. Well, here, her account had been hacked like 2 years ago. She had gotten remarried. I got remarried. I would have never found her looking for her new name. So, I added her on and so forth, right? And she had asked me about these products before, but I never would have known, like, because I had my maxed out on friends. So making sure that you're actually talking about becoming a customer and like what the products do with people. If you're sharing it on your page, but then you're going through and you're interacting, don't forget that, like, okay, I'm going to use an example for Twin, nothing to do with business. Twin's post about her son being 13, and like, what is he, 6'2" or something, and it's like she's talking about her son being 6'2". That post is so much interaction and engagement, right? So much. Like, I guarantee, I haven't even looked at it on Instagram, but on Facebook it's got a lot. Yeah, 6'2",
It's
and
not
it's
even
like a
on Facebook. What the hell?
I,
And you know
I,
what? Same thing. Like even for me, I'm not even on there. And I'm like, dude, I need to be on there because people are still interacting with my stuff on Facebook. I'm not
Mhm.
even, it's literally just linked from Instagram. But like,
Yep.
okay, I had a little aha moment too when you were talking. Just because I have been seeing stuff, like obviously if I'm out in the field and like I have friends in other network marketing companies, people who have been I went to high school with that they're in network marketing companies, they had their whole families in network marketing companies. And there is a shift happening, you guys, because like we've said in the past things, the whole industry, and not just network marketing, right? Even like retail, like even the beauty industry, everything is kind of like, right now. Everything's like Anyways, what I want to say is that a lot of people who maybe weren't making money in other companies and stuff, and they're not really aligned with their products, like, there's two things, right? They're not making money, they don't love their products anymore, or maybe they just have too much of it or whatever, right? A lot of them are quitting. and they are going to other companies that they're like, I heard some girl went from oils to like just yesterday. She went to shampoo, right? Joined her own sister, but and she was saying like why she went over there. She was saying that supplements don't fascinate me. And I'm like, oh my God, because you've never tried a supplement that actually like works, right? And this is somebody who clearly needs it. But we have to ask ourselves, like, why aren't people joining us? If other people are joining other companies, maybe they were in network marketing, maybe they joined another company, right? Why are they not joining us, right? And we actually have to make the call, right? Like I literally just had this little aha moment. Like, okay, that person, she left. If somebody leaves a company and goes to another company and they don't come to ours, we miss that opportunity, right? Because they were looking for a home, right? We weren't, I mean, they might have been seeing us, but did we make the call, right? Like they might see us, oh, I see what she's doing, but was there a connection made? Was there a bridge? Not like a bridge, not one of those bridges, but did we make a bridge connection, right? Because there's another term for bridge. But yes, anyways, so that really hit me just now, and I wanted to share some verbiage that will maybe help you guys, especially through these holidays, because there are going to be a lot of people right now who are not ready to say yes fully, like maybe because they don't think they can do the work or whatever. And the best way in is literally just to get the products in their body, because when you get the products into their body, if they can, if you can get them to trust you and just be like, hey, I know that you have network marketing experience, or I know that you're looking for an opportunity, the time might not be right now for you, but if you try these products, like, if you try these products and you feel it working, like, would you be open to the opportunity, right? Like, I know timing is everything. Just get that out there, because it's not like you're trying to get them to promote right now, right? You might know that they're not ready to promote, right? But just get them to, hey, like, if you can try these products, right? If you see that it works, if you feel it, like, would you be open to the opportunity, and see where that takes them, right? Just get the products into their body. Like, literally, you're kind of planting that seed early, because it is going to be a very busy season. Like, I had my, once upon a time, my top promoter, she's for my level 1, right? She joined just about during this time, and it was very busy from like November, but she was getting people on Thrive, but she couldn't put her whole full focus into, like the actual opportunity up until like January. And then after that, it was like balls to the walls. But you know what I mean? So it could be a slow drip of how you're working on people throughout this fall season, right? But start with the products, get them on the products, just literally get them on, just be like, and especially like, sampling is cool, but you really want to get them to a sale, right? Like, let them at least experience a month or whatever. Like, tell them to trust you. Just be like, hey, if you feel this working, I want you to work with me, right? I know that you'd be good at this. Like, start pumping up their ego, start complimenting them. Like, what do you see in them that maybe they don't see in themselves yet, right? So really start doing that. Like, literally,
I,
and
I'm
it could
glad
take months, right?
while
Like,
you were talking, Angela was talking about being back to the basics. And I want to encourage every single one of you guys to literally get out a scrap piece of paper and get back to the basics of, you know what? I need to try to get 2 samples into people's hands this week. Like, start with something very, very doable. Even one sample, if you haven't sampled in months and months and months, just aim to try to get like one sample, aim to try to get some customer accounts in, right? Because, like Jackie was saying, some people are not going to be ready right now because they're seeing like, the holidays right around the corner and so forth. However, once they try the sample, if they're willing to give the sample a try, give it a review, and so forth, sometimes that kind of helps them realize, oh, I'd rather feel like this going through the holidays. How can I get this and get it for free? I've seen you talk about that. Making sure, like, if you are not confident in what you're doing, reach out to your upline. Reach out to and listen, if your upline's like not helping you, then reach out to somebody that you are talking to. You're in a group chat, whatever. Reach out to a sideline, or somebody up. If you're on my team, reach out to me, okay? Because I'm always here and I'm always going to be willing to do a three-way chat with somebody or to get on a Zoom or to get on a call. So never ever hesitate to reach out to me. Like if you're on here and you're like, hello, you reach out to me, I'll help you. And I'm a pretty darn good closer, okay? Like I'm pretty good at closing and I'm pretty good at making sure like within a couple minutes of talking to somebody whether they're going to jump on board or whether they're just not, right?
Another
Which is
another tip for holidays and stuff, and just a lot of things that are happening right now too, is when people ask you to support them, because you will get a lot of people
yes.
trying to sign you up and trying to, get you to support their business and stuff, make them support you back.
Yes.
Literally make them support you back.
Hey,
Those,
I have a
yeah.
customer last year that I bought a shirt off of for the holidays. She sold like from this little boutique. But it was some kind of boutique where I don't know, it wasn't like normal. Anyways, she got paid, whenever she got an order, and she's still a customer now and has referred lots of people to me. Like she's referred a lot of people to me just because I bought a Christmas shirt from her. That was super cute. So during the holidays, you're going to see people that sell crafts and different stuff. And that's something else I wanted to encourage you guys to do is to look up craft and vendor events in your area. Like you can look up your town, but also it not just craft and vendor events, but just like if you have like we have Ruby McQueen Park. That's just like the name of the local area, right? They have a little amphitheater down there. There's often a lot of walks. Like they just had a breast cancer walk. They have a lot of, different 5Ks because they're like by the rails for trails. I don't know if you guys have rails for trails, but do you even know what that is? I'm like, I don't know. Is that like a West Virginia thing? I don't know. It's like little walkways that you can walk by the river. Um, but anyways, they go on and on and on and on and on. And a lot of people in the community will have different types of get-togethers down there for different fundraisers and so forth. So like I just recently joined a group that actually tells me, hey, this is coming up. And during the summer times, they have bands and stuff. But right now, during the fall, there's lots of walks and lots of times that they're setting up for different types of events. Like they just had the wine and jazz festival down there. And like little different tables can set up down there and right along the walk, like as people are walking, but I was thinking about how during this time also you see a lot of vendors. And I don't know if you guys were on the call that we had last week. Jackie, are you doing the one tomorrow
My
or
girls
this
are.
Wednesday? This one, huh?
Oh no,
This
that's next. That's November
next
15th. But I was on yours. I was on
Oh,
yours.
okay.
Yours in
Okay.
chat.
I was gonna say, you guys listen. Literally, I told the story about me getting the girl at IHOP and like connecting with her with my little QR code.
I need that. I need a clear case now.
Yes, I'm telling you. Even if you don't have a clear case, you can actually print it off and you can take clear tape and you could put the tape over your case. If you don't have a clear case, you can just take the paper, put it on there, and then put tape on. Or you could, I don't know, order stickers maybe to print off the QR code, but it'd probably protect it a little better if you do just get a clear case. But you guys, I cannot tell you how handy that is because literally I've made my husband like take his phone to make sure mine worked. And it did. It showed my website. It popped up, and people are used to using that whenever they go to restaurants and so forth. It's just a really quick way to connect. And
It's so
then
true.
now, yeah, because I used to just be like, hey, are you on Facebook? Are you on whatever? And this way, I'm able to literally get them everywhere, right? Because now they get like when they go to my QR code, it goes to my beacons. Um, and I send emails out through my beacons. People can subscribe from my beacons. And you guys also, if you are not like, I know a lot of people don't pay attention to emails, but I can highly, highly suggest send the email. If you are afraid to like reach out by phone, send the email because people actually, I do see emails whenever I get them from people. Like I do. I see emails all the time. And yes, a lot of them I just move over to spam because I don't want to see them. But if you get an intriguing, be human. be human. Just like you would want to accept something if somebody like pretend like you were the receiver, what would you actually open? And that's the same thing, right now. Make sure you're sending congratulations when you see somebody celebrating, like their son just got married. Congratulations. It's not, hey, congratulations. Hey, you want to join my Thrive team? No, no, no. Build your relationship and just remember, as long as you are staying consistent with sharing what Thrive is doing for you, all right? People need to know why they want it, right? Why they want it. You just posting a sales picture is not going to work, but letting them know you have energy, letting them know, it kept your saying you a little bit more sane. Or Chas, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but she always comes up with the cutest things. But she got these little duckies because she's got a Jeep and I've got a Jeep, right? So she had these little duckies to duck, because you duck people with the Jeep, that are like got little Halloween things on them. They're like Halloween ducks. And I thought, oh my gosh, where can I get some of those ducks from? How adorable. And like she would do like sleep mummies and stuff at Halloween to pass out to the trick-or-treaters, not to the kids, but she'd pass them out to the parents. So like just like if you're creative, or maybe you're not creative, but if you have stuff like 3-day samples or 1-day sample or just something laying around, or you have I have these
Ooh,
little packages. I don't know.
last
People are kind
last
of
week,
weird.
I
Huh?
don't remember. I wasn't on last week, but did you guys talk about Cran Plus much?
No, we did not. We did
Okay,
not
let's
talk
talk
about,
about
but
it.
that's huge.
Let's talk about it. I
Yes.
definitely want to talk about it right now because I'm just going to give you guys my personal experience. I was someone who is a very, very big foodie. I loved drinking coffee. I love drinking sugary drinks. And guess what? Those sugary drinks that people are very accustomed to drinking is terrible for your bladder. Okay. Terrible for your bladder, terrible for your kidneys and all that stuff, right? Also, another thing is even like pregnant women. I don't know if you guys knew this. This is another like kind of insight on who you can help with like this Pran Plus stuff, right? Pregnant women, they tend to build up a lot more bacteria in their urinary tract. So think about how many people are pregnant, like, and they keep getting pregnant, or people have like multiple kids or whatever. I guarantee you, if somebody has a kid, they have probably had a urinary tract infection sometime in their life. Okay, sometime in their life, it just happens. It's often a hormonal thing that causes urinary tract to like not be as clean. So this product is freaking amazing, you guys. Funny thing is actually the one of the crazy things, like how I knew that something was deeply wrong with my gut and I needed to fix something that was wrong with me prior to Thrive, right? While I was watching Twin, is I kept having to be on antibiotics. Okay. I kept on having to get antibiotics. I kept on getting these UTIs and stuff. And it was literally because of my diet and lifestyle. It was because of the sugary drinks. It was because, when I had my daughters, in the hospital, I had a catheter. And that's another thing that kind of causes a lot of those things to happen, you guys, because when women are in labor, that's kind of like the protocol, right? A lot of hospitals, they just put a catheter just
It's
to
one of
keep.
the number one reasons why people get a secondary like infection, like a hospital acquired infection in the
Yes.
hospital. It's from that.
And mine was bad. I had a fever and everything. I went home like that. It was terrible. So these are just common things, very common things that happen, you guys. Especially to women. I mean, it does happen to men too. I mean, any man that's hospitalized gets a catheter, they'll probably get a UTI as well. So these are just kind of things to look out for. And this product, like, Thrive in general and taking care of my gut, like it was crazy. I remember telling Twin, back then when I started thriving, like it literally made those things go away. Taking care of your gut and whatever, like no medical claims, but I was like, it was really bad back then, and I was somebody who carried like a big jug of cranberry juice because I thought that that was going to help my issues. But drinking cranberry juice is not the business, you guys. You'll be like burping acid, especially if you have gut problems. So just Cran Plus is amazing. We got to try it at the getaway. It is very, very tasty. It tastes kind of like Blast, but it has more of a cranberry flavor. I absolutely love it. And then it's very refreshing. It's a little bit tart, but it's not like that, like, acidic tart, which is really nice. It's a great product, you guys. So don't sleep on that. Definitely something, when you were talking
That's a
about like
really good
giving,
one to be putting out there and just handing
yeah,
out, as a sample. And I'll tell you, that, you were talking about younger people, a lot, but listen, guys, a lot of elderly people too. In fact, a friend of mine just literally posted her grandma had, kind of taken off in her car for like the second time. And that's unusual. And like they found her like probably 30, 40 miles away, in a whole other town. And people were like, automatically went to Alzheimer's or something like that going on. Actually, and my first question to her was, "Hey, does she have a UTI by chance?" Because, and this is the same thing that happened with Tim's grandma, um, she became very confused and combative. And a lot of people do not know that, in the elderly, because your bladder is weaker,
for
you're
sure.
unable to urinate fully.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like Jackie was saying, it'll just sit there. And the same thing with like, those that have like an enlarged prostate. So like, 40 and up gentlemen, all right, they dribble and they have a lot of urine that sits in there and they don't, get that out. And I know this seems like something, and I always try to be very cautious when I talk about this stuff because I am a nurse and I don't want anybody to ever think I'm like doing medical claims or anything. But I will say that, a lot of people do not realize how bad, or that the pain is urinary caused. And they'll be complaining, but I've had kidney stones before. So I know like that kind of pain is atrocious. But like urine frequency and so forth, like it's just kind of like right up there with the gut health. I have a friend that, she's has been doing colonics, and she owns a colon spa. And so I showed her the detox because she's like hardcore. Plus, she sells like doTERRA oil. So, she's all about like natural stuff and everything. I showed her the ingredients. She immediately was like, I need to get this. And she checked out Balance. She checked out Biotic. Like all of those products, you guys, are all things right now, this time of the year. That a lot of people, they're going to feel bloated. They're going to feel just like, because a lot of carbohydrates and processed foods and so forth. So, another thing to add to the daily stuff, because I know it's almost time to go, but I don't know if you guys notice, I do this every week when we're on this Zoom, and some of you guys maybe catch on to it and some of you don't. So I refill for my week. Okay. I have like this little tiny cup, and literally I refill for the week, right beside my bed. And because I'll make a mess if I do any other way. So it's just like a little tiny cup that I put right beside my phone charger on my bed and right beside my water, so that I take my capsules. And I actually did the same thing for my husband because he was not taking his capsules. First thing when he woke up, and it does make a huge difference if you take them by the time you get out and, doing stuff in the living room. Huge night and day difference in the way your Thrive experience goes. So I do want to encourage you, like Jackie was saying earlier, and then take a picture of it or something and show people like, hey, you're taking your capsules. And those of you guys that have not paid a picture yet, um, of you taking your 3 steps, I want to challenge you to do that tomorrow morning. I also want to challenge you guys to go live, including myself. I want to go live. All right. Jackie, is there anything else that you can think of to wrap it up? I have so much I really have been working on personally, that I just want to share it all, but I know I can't do that right now because it'll overwhelm everybody. Is there anything else you can think of? I
I
think she's
mean, just little strategies, like same for me. I mean, I have a bunch of little things that I've been like, doing and really trying to get people to just like, like connect in more, right?
yeah.
But yeah, like same things. I have a bunch of little strategies. One thing that I did was I had some samples that were going out. I literally just flipped the camera around and I showed people what those samples look like, right? And I described the people that they were going out to. So one of them, I was like, my customer, she moved from Australia. She hasn't tried Elite yet. She's trying this, right? Another one was like a new couple. Well, not a new couple, but they just had a new baby. I'm like, newborn parents need Thrive. right? And then another one was my yoga teacher. So just like take people through the journey, right? Because when you share, like, look at these are all the different kind of people who you're helping, like they're gonna be curious and be like, well, if a yoga teacher wants to try Thrive, like I should, right? If those new parents want to try Thrive, I should, right?
I'm so
So
glad
it's
you just said that because that was actually a golden tip, especially with us having the mail outs and so forth right now. You guys, literally the when I said I took a picture of myself at the post office a couple like last month sometime. In fact, Annalise is back now, and guess what? She bought the detox that I sold. And now she's back. She just joined Kaylee the other day, and it's like, yeah, no, get Annalise back on Getaways, all right? And like, she got the detox, and it was like dripping on her, even though, like, just because of going to the post office. See how that works? And people will ask you, and people get excited. So, like, people like mail, and when they see you going and dropping stuff off, it grabs attention, and it doesn't say I'm selling something. It says, "Hey, I'm sending out something fun," or "I'm sending out a gift," and people want gifts. So it grabs more people's attention. Really, it makes them stop at what you're doing. And like just like Jackie was saying, when you describe sending out to my like she's a yoga teacher and she needs more energy or whatever, or a new mom, they need to, you know, keep awake and stay focused, or get a better night's sleep, whatever it might be. People love that and they will stop and they'll pay attention and ask questions. So, really just make sure you're sharing you and your journey and, be true to who you are. Remember, people want to know you and they don't want to just know the sales thrive person, right? Because when they kind of connect with you and you show like you do care and you do want to be supportive, and I don't care if somebody's on my team or they're not, I am still going to be like, I still intentionally want to interact with them, because, they may send somebody to me. All right. They may or may not. However, no matter what, when my name comes out of their mouth, I want them to be like, they want to refer somebody to me, or they want to say, "Hey, I know Amanda does something." And that has happened so many times over the years. Friends that aren't even thrivers will send people over to me just because their friends started talking about needing more energy. And I was like, "Hey, I know the girl exactly who can help you with that." So just remember, put yourself out there and just stay consistent and just work on little baby steps, to get yourself out there. So, all right. I'm done. I'll keep on talking. Everybody have an amazing, amazing week. Make sure you try to get yourself thriving for free and help some of your customers do it too. And get samples out and just get another list going. I really restarted my 100s list because, yeah, so if you guys don't have a hundreds list, I know like you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? It's just literally 100 names that I want to reach out to. And they may be somebody that is going to be a promoter or somebody that's going to be a customer, but just people, right? I just start writing the list. And when I get to 100, I celebrate. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know. It works for me. So, all right. I love you guys. I'll get this call up pretty quickly. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, guys, for joining me and Jackie tonight.